Anzac Day, the 25th of April, is one of Australia's most important national occasions. It marks the anniversary of the first major military action fought by Australian and New Zealand forces during the First World War. Anzac Day is a day of remembrance, where we acknowledge the service and sacrifice made by the men and women who have served our nation so courageously. I would now like to welcome our official party. We have our special guest, Patsy Edwards, representative of the RAN, the Royal Australian Navy, as well as the Naval Reserve, our campus principal, Kerry O'Hare, and our college principal, Mr. Paul Gilmore.
Welcome to our Anzac Day. Today I'm going to tell you what Anzac Day means to me. Today we remember and pay tribute to Private Stephen Bernard Woodbury. His picture is down there. He was born in Spencer on the Hawkesbury River north of Sydney in 1894. He was one of 11 children born to Austin and Margaret Woodbury, their third eldest son. He attended the local school at Spencer and worked as an orchardist in the region. He enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 3rd of October 1916 at Victoria Barracks in Sydney. Just over a month later, he embarked from Sydney aboard the HMAT Benella. On the 31st of July 1917, units from the 10th Brigade made an attack on German lines near Gepard, to the north of Ypres. Woodbury and the 10th Light Mortar Battery were to provide an artillery support to the operation by targeting German frontline strong points and machine gun posts. At 2:15, he was struck by a direct hit from a German shell. He put his head up, he was still alive, to take a breath, and he put his head down and he drowned in the mud. He was 23 years old. He'd been at the front for less than 7 weeks. Stephen's grave, however, was never found. Today his name is commemorated on the Menin Gate in Ypres, where the names of 55,000 Commonwealth soldiers who have no known grave are recorded. This is one of the many stories of service and sacrifice. We now remember Private Stephen Bernard Woodbury, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms and in the hope of a better world.
Australia has grown to be a strong nation, and we must not see Anzac Day as a celebration, but a commemoration of those who paid the supreme sacrifice, and those ex-servicemen and women who returned home, and also those who still serve their country, and we must support them and learn to understand what they have been through. The members of the Australian Defence Force, no matter what era, serve with pride, and whether it be in conflict, peacekeeping or humanitarian service, they serve with the Anzac spirit and will keep this tradition alive. The price of liberty is eternal vigilance, lest we forget.
I will now recite the ode. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Here is something everyone should know. Until I read this, I didn't know. We have all heard the haunting song, The Last Post. It's the song that gives us the lump in our throats and usually tears in our eyes. But do you know the story behind the song? If not, I think you'll be interested to find out about its humble beginnings. Reportedly, it all began in 1862 during the American Civil War. During the night, Captain Ellicombe heard the moans of a soldier who lay severely wounded on the field. Not knowing if it was a Union or Confederate soldier, the captain decided to risk his life and bring the stricken man back for medical attention. When the captain finally reached his own lines, he discovered it was actually a Confederate soldier, but the soldier was dead. The captain lit a lantern and suddenly caught his breath and went numb with shock. In the dim light, he saw the face of the soldier. It was his own son. The following morning, heartbroken, the father asked permission of his superiors to give his son a full military burial, despite his enemy status. His request was only partially granted. The captain had asked if he could have a group of army band members play a funeral dirge for his son at the funeral. The request was turned down since the soldier was a Confederate. But out of respect for the father, they did say they could give him only one musician. The captain chose a bugler. The haunting melody we now know as the last post used at military funerals was born.